Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel once again, ladies and gentlemen. And today it's a much awaited video for the Jupiter transit into Aquarius. So everybody is waiting when the Lord Jupiter transit himself from the debilitated sign of Capricorn into Aquarius. So it's going to happen finally on the 20th of November 2021, and this is according to the sidereal Indian system of Vedic astrology. All right, so we will discuss today about all the plus points that we are going to see when Lord Jupiter enters into the 11th zodiac sign. And we have been attacked by pandemic for last 1.5 to 2 years. Everybody is locked up from the home and they're all working from home and things like that. Students, children, they were not allowed to go for school properly. With this good transit of Jupiter, there is a lot of positivity that all the children can get back to the school. People start working from offices, and there is a lot of positive things happening in the world. Even the businesses which were stuck, many projects which were not moving, will start moving about the last week of November. All right, so today's video is going to be having an additional information about a point called Astakavarga. So it's a technical term that is used to determine the strength of the planets in each and every zodiac sign. I'm going to talk about the Astakavarga in detail and how to use that in the transit predictions. All right, stick on to the video. Please follow the time tags for these videos so that you can focus on your particular zodiac sign and you need not see the full video. All right, friends, let's go to the actual video. We are going to talk about the transit of Jupiter into Aquarius. It's actually happening in this timeline on the 20th of November 2021, and I'm making this video on the 7th of November. It's about 13 days from now. This transit is actually going to happen. Okay, and it's going to stay there in the Aquarius zodiac sign until 13th April 2022. There is no more retrograde movement. It's going to go straight away, and then from 13th after 13th April, it's going to be moving to the zodiac sign of Pisces later on. Okay, so that's how we need to understand this, and this transit is really going to benefit the world. Everybody is going to wait for this because the whole of the economic situation in the world is now really tested because of Jupiter's debilitation in Cancer, in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. And we are going to have even the freedom from pandemic and a lot of obstacles which were binding students or children not going to school. All that will be released. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for the best, and definitely we can see positive things with Jupiter. What exactly is Jupiter? I'm saying so many positive things about Jupiter. If you just put Jupiter, J for it's a very jovial, and it's the one which gives the jury of luck in life for everybody. If one planet, Jupiter, is well placed in the horoscope, the life of the person is going to be an excellent life. Okay, there is always an urge for freedom and exploration for the best Jupiter. All right, Jupiter always gives the promise of good things in anybody's horoscope. It's very intellectual. It's it makes the person very intellectual, and it gives a lot of spiritual ideas. And this is the planet. T stands for travel. Traveling to foreign lands is only possible with a very good position of Jupiter in your horoscope. Okay, Jupiter also stands for expansion of knowledge. You will learn many things. I want you to stick to this channel and you will get a lot of knowledge from me. I'm just giving an example. Okay, astrology learning is also a very good form of learning knowledge. Okay, and then the religious enlightenment. Of course, Jupiter talks about the belief system. It rules the zodiac sign of Saggitarius, and obviously it's going to make you a very religiously inclined personality. May it be Christianity, Hinduism or Muslim, it doesn't matter. It's all about the belief system. So what we are trying to talk about is when the Jupiter gets into Aquarius, these are all the favorable things that is expected. That means the fortunes are going to favor for those who think out of the box, because Aquarius is the sign of science and physics and things like that. So innovation. Okay, so once Jupiter goes there, it's also considered as exalted position, in my opinion, because there are so many places. It's not just Aquarius. I mean, it's not just Cancer that the Jupiter is going to get exalted. It's going to be exalted even in the zodiac sign of Aquarius. It's going to be exalted in the zodiac sign of Aries, for your information, and it's also going to be exalted in the zodiac sign of Virgo. Okay, so many positive points are there. That means from the zodiac sign of its own Sagittarius, you have to count 3 signs, that is Aquarius. You have to count 5 signs, that is Aries, and you have to count, of course, 8 signs, that is Cancer, which we already know that it's going to get exalted there, and then the 10th sign, that is Virgo. So in all these zodiac signs, Jupiter gives the best results. All right. So now, so all positive things are expected from November 20th for the world, okay, by large. Now what I'm going to talk about is about Astakavarga. So it's a point systems. We call them in Sanskrit as bindus, are assigned for each of the planets. Okay, so the strength of the planet is determined by the number of points that it is going to leave in each of the zodiac signs. All right, a very important thing to understand is there are 2 categories. One is known as Bhinna Astakavarga. What is Bhinna Astakavarga? They are nothing but the points scored by the individual planets. We do not consider the shadow planets Rahu and Ketu, or the nodes of the moon is not counted for this. Okay, if you understand what is Bhinna Astakavarga, if the planet, see, the maximum points that you can score is about 8. If you score between 5 and 8 for any planet, you are going to get the maximum benefit out of that planet. If it is exactly 4, for example, it gives average results. It's neither bad nor good. It's an average score. And anything between 0 to 3 is considered not very auspicious results. I'm talking about the transit results. See, we talked today about the transit results for Jupiter for all the zodiac signs, but when you want to really get the full benefit out of it, you have to open up your individual chart. I'm going to show an example, and you must assess the Bhinna Astakavarga of Jupiter. If Jupiter happens to go to Aquarius now, you open up your chart and see how much points Jupiter has given to your Aquarius sign. Okay, based on that, if it is between 5 and 8, you will have the best transit of Jupiter. All right, 4 can be average, 0 to 3 is very, very ordinary results. Okay, so the second category is known as Samudaya or Sarva Astakavarga. What is this Sarva Astakavarga? It's the collection of all the points that is left out, or the bindus left out by all the planets for a particular zodiac sign. So what we talked about, Bhinna Astakavarga is individual one, and when you club all of them together, we call it as Sarva Astakavarga. Then maximum points you can score is about 56. Okay, and 30 and above in a particular zodiac sign, it is considered as the best score. Okay, anything above 30, higher the better, but 30 is really considered as the borderline for considering it as the best one. Anything between 25 and 30, it's going to give average results, and between 18 and 25, it can be giving you below average results. However, this has to be taken as a guideline. Definitely, there are other points which we need to consider for assessing a particular zodiac sign or the zodiac house. Okay, when I show you an example, you will understand it better. For example, I have taken the chart of one of my clients. He's born on 29th of January 1972. Okay, he was born at a place called Birur in India at 14:30 or the 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So for him, the horoscope chart looks something like this. So I'm just going to talk about the Binna Astakavarga and Sarva Astakavarga. SAV, if you happen to download a simple software called Jagannatha Hora, it's a free software. You can always download it. It's very simple and easy to run. I use it regularly, unless I need to make a detailed consultation, I will go for other softwares, but this is the one I always refer it quickly. And when you do that, it's going to give you SAV here, which is known as Sarva Astakavarga points. Okay, this is the total one, what I was trying to tell you. And Binna Astakavargas are all listed out for each and every planet, including the Ascendant. Okay, so how much points the Ascendant has left out for each zodiac sign. So for example, we are now talking about the zodiac sign of Aquarius for Jupiter's entry. So for this particular person, after I key in all his data in the software, it gives me the total Astakavarga points, Sarva Astakavarga points as 21, which is a little bit below the recommended average. Okay, 25 and above is considered as best, 25 to 30 is average actually. So this is slightly low for the Sarva Astakavarga. But I'm going to focus on Jupiter. Where is Jupiter here? Jupiter, this is the Aquarius sign, and it is 4. So it is exactly in the center. 0 is the worst, 8 is the best, 4 is known as the average, right? So this person is going to have an average output in the transit of Jupiter. See, I have already told you guys that 75% of the results comes from the dashas and antardashas of the individual horoscope chart. Then the remaining 25% has to be assessed, okay, from the Lagna and Chandra rashi, the moon rashi. Right, so that has to be 50% and 50% weightage that needs to be addressed for Lagna and Rashi. Now, in spite of all these explanations that were given to you in the previous videos, I'm adding the term Astakavarga because it is very, very easy to see the points. The moment I see 4, okay, this transit is going to be an ordinary transit for me. It's going to be an average. Okay, I will do my best, and it's not bad, not good. It's something like that. Sometimes for this person, for example, this is 6. This Jupiter transit must have been very good for him compared to this one. All right, so we have to there is in Vedic astrology, nothing is simple. We have to always assess with few additional points, and then only we can come to the conclusion. All right, so with this introduction, let's go to each of these zodiac signs. Let's start with Aries. So for Aries ascendant or Aries moon sign, okay, for them the transit is happening in the best possible position, that is the 11th place. Okay, the 11th house Jupiter is going to be an excellent position. The reason is 11th house is the house of incoming gains, expansion of friend circle, contacts, and all possible goodnesses are seen from the 11th house. So when the best planet of the solar system goes to the 11th house, you can always expect the best things happening. From the 11th house, Jupiter sees the 3rd house. From its 5th aspect, it sees the 5th house of children and creativity on its direct 7th aspect. And from its 9th aspect, it's going to see the partners and spouse and relationships. So all these 3 areas are going to expand for Aries zodiac sign. Okay, so that's exactly what I have written here. Jupiter rules the 9th house of luck and fortune again. So the best planet for Aries ascendant people is actually Jupiter, and that is the one which is going for the best position now. Now, one more good thing to be observed here on the 20th of November, when Jupiter enters the best place of Aquarius, it's going to have its 9th house impact on Libra, where the Lord of Aquarius, Lord of Aries, the Mars, is being presently situated. So it's going to even aspect, there is a beneficial aspect of the Lagna Lord or the Ascendant Lord by Jupiter also happens. So that's going to be very, very good. Okay, so this can solve many problems with even your neighbors and close ones like siblings. Okay, so a lot of frictions were there with your siblings earlier to this, and some of those issues can be sorted out during this period of time. If you are a student belonging to Aries ascendant, you are going to have a good concentration, and then you will become very studious student. Okay, and then of course you will have more spiritual inclination. Ninth lord is getting into an exalted position, I'm saying, in the 11th house. Okay, and you are going to develop a lot of interest in religious deeds. Okay, suppose some of the couples are planning to have the baby during this time. This is the right time to plan for it, and the married ones definitely will have better relationships. And advice for Mary Aries ascendant people is, please control your aggression and anger. Do not do many things at a time. Do one step by step, and success is yours. Okay, and even in the stock market, if you are planning to do any investments, you will see the better results. All right, and that's what I can say. The transit of this Jupiter, make maximum use out of it. And again, always refer to your main natal chart for other 75% of the results. Okay, please keep worshipping. If you are a Hindu and a practicing Hindu in India, definitely I would recommend you to continue to worship to Lord Shiva and wear the saffron tilak on your forehead. These are all the religious practices. I'm not enforcing anyone to follow this. It is just a guideline that is given. If you follow it, it's going to give you good results. All right. All the best to Aries ascendant people. Let's now move on to Taurus or Vrishabha Lagna. Okay, for Taurus ascendant people, it is happening in the 10th house. So 10th house transit of Jupiter. Jupiter is actually the lord of the eighth house and the 11th house. So for the Taurus ascendant people, the eighth lord getting into 10th house, it's not going to give very pleasant results. There may be some changes in the job because 10th house represents profession, and 8th lord is all about sudden events. So for example, you are working in a particular department, you may be shifted from a department A to department B, and you are expected to perform suddenly in a new atmosphere. That is possible to happen for Taurus ascendant people. And there are many other points, strong points. Placement of Jupiter in the 10th house. I will come back to the aspects here. It is aspecting your money house, second house. Okay, that's very good. So you will have a lot of savings. It is aspecting your fourth house. You may even think of buying a property, because Jupiter's aspect on Leo, which happens to be the fourth house of Sukhasthanam and then properties. So you may even buy a vehicle, for example. Fourth house represents vehicles. So both movable and immovable property, there is a high chance for you guys to go and purchase it. Okay, it aspects the sixth house of loans, debts, and all that. So you will have a very good control about the loans and debts and things like that. Definitely, you may start some new position. Okay, and previously we had told about the father. The relationship with the father was not so good when it was in Capricorn, but now definitely there is some betterment in relationship with the father, and the father can now play a crucial role. The relationship with the father can, become better. So father is going to support you guys. All right. So the best remedy for you people is Thursdays is give some alms for the needy Brahmins, and yeah, definitely donations to the older persons, and then taking their blessings is always good for you guys. All right, so I can say that this transit is more or less an average transit, but good for overall happiness. All right. The next one, let's go to Gemini ascendant or Mithuna Lagna. So the people born under the moon sign of Gemini and then the ascendant of Gemini, they need to pay attention here. So for them, it is happening in the 9th house. That's very good. That's very good. So the Lord of the 7th house, Jupiter rules Saggitarius, and it goes to the 9th house of Bhagyasthanam. That's very good. So that's going to give them some relief. People who are suffering from some sicknesses and things like that, because it was in the 8th house, the pains in the leg or body pains and things like that, they will get relief after this November 20th. Okay, much awaited transit for you guys. From there, it is aspecting your Lagna, your body. So it's going to give full protection on your sharira or the body, and any ailments can be easily removed with the blessings of Jupiter. Okay, and then it is aspecting your third house. Again, it helps to settle problems with the siblings, and also your neighbors and things like that. It's going to make you more oratory, and you can talk more. You can improve your communication skills and all that. Okay, and then fifth house of creativity and children. The relationship with the children is going to be much better. Your kids are going to perform better. Fifth house represents the children. All right, so overall I can say there is a very good transit awaiting for Gemini ascendant people. Okay, so look into this. Even the marriage relationship can become much better now. Your husband, if you are a lady with this ascendant, your husband starts understanding you better, and vice versa. Okay, so the very first thing is there could be kind of change in the work again. Okay, so the job seekers who are really looking for job, who are desperately looking for job will get a job this time, and you are likely to even if you are a student, you are likely to even go for higher studies, and if you are looking for a better placement of any good universities, you're going to get it, because ninth house is all about higher education. So I'm sure that ninth house of travel, because I told you that the coronavirus situation is going to be fully controlled now with this Jupiter's entry into Aquarius. Definitely there will be more and more travels allowed, and we are already seeing the airlines are opening up, and we are able to slowly move around. Okay, so all the best to Gemini ascendant people. You are going to be happy for next 6 months. Okay, please offer the chana dal or a gram or gram lentil to Brahmins, and always take their blessings. Okay, next ascendant, let's go to Cancer or Karkataka Lagnam. Okay, Cancer ascendant people, for them this transit is happening in the eighth house of Aquarius, right? So eighth house transit is not so good, in my opinion, because the Lord of sixth. Okay, there is one blessing in disguise for Cancer ascendant people. The Lord of the sixth house goes to eighth house. A bad planet in the bad house is Raj Yogam. That means the planet ruling one bad house goes to another bad house. So minus of minus will get cancelled out, become plus. So you can expect some support, some gains from the inheritance. Okay, and it is aspecting your 12th house of expenses. It is going to curb some expenses, and it's going to add financial support because it's seeing your second house, and it is also seeing your domestic happiness through fourth house aspect on the fourth house. So in a nutshell, what I can say is, I was talking about Viparit Raj Yoga, bad planet in the bad house. Okay, there will be initially some adverse effects. You are going to maybe change your place, change your house, and things like that. But on a long term, it's going to give you better results. Okay, I was talking about receiving sudden wealth. Maybe somebody in the family may pass away, either your father or mother, or someone, but their inheritance may come to you. And such things is very much possible. If you are a doctor with Cancer ascendant, your career is going to flourish. Why? Because your day-to-day activity Lord, sixth Lord, goes to the eighth house, and you are going to do better in medical profession. Even insurance businesses are going to be upscaled if you are a Cancer ascendant person. All right. Overall, I can say this result is this transit is going to be ordinary and average transit for Cancer zodiac sign people. Okay, the best remedy is feed the grass and the green vegetables and chana dal, etc. to the holy cow. Okay, please, again, I'm saying the disclaimer here. If you're not really believing in all these remedies and you don't want to do it, I really do not have any objections. And these are all the recommended Vedic astrological remedies, and that's what I'm trying to practice it here. Okay, I leave it to your own belief system. The next one, let's go to Simha Lagnam or Leo Ascendant zodiac sign. This is an excellent transit. The Leo zodiac sign, for them, Aquarius happens to be the 7th house, and transit of Jupiter happens in the 7th house always is an excellent thing, because it directly aspects with its 180-degree aspect to your own Lagna or the ascendant. So it's going to benefit you. You will become physically active. You will become, suddenly like you were in a forest, the cell phone was not getting the connection, and suddenly you will find that your cell phone gets very good network connection and you are able to communicate with everybody, and your health is going to be much better, and your partners start opening up for you, and then they will support you. You will gain a lot of support from your partners. All right. From the 7th house, it aspects your 11th house of incoming gains. So what more you want? Okay. So originally the Lord of 5th house, Saggitarius, is owned by Jupiter for them, and the 5th Lord aspecting the 11th house of love. So whatever hard work you guys were putting all these days, it's going to reap. You may, if at all you are in a work, you will get a promotion. If you are doing a business, whatever losses you went through because of this coronavirus situation, you are going to gain back. Definitely you are going to gain back with this positive transit of Jupiter. And then Jupiter also aspects your courage, it aspects your 3rd house. So I am very sure whatever ambitions you are having, you will definitely gain it in this period. Okay, income is going to be doubled, your salary is going to be given a hike, okay, and things like that. I'm very sure you were born Leo ascendant people are always like leaders, and you last 1 year you have been struggling a lot. Leader was quiet and he did not get much results, but now you are going to mold the things in your own way, and your desires and wishes will be fulfilled. And if at all you are a bachelor all these days looking for a partner, you will get a very good partner and you can get married to them. Okay, and it's going to always strengthen the relationship if you are already married person. And I'm very sure many positive things can be expected on the business front for the Leo ascendant people. Okay, so again, there is a small remedy given here. Please offer the water to the people tree and then worshipping it without touching it. So offer these regular prayers, it can always benefit you. Okay, let's get into the next zodiac sign of Kanya rashi or Kanya Lagnam. All right, Virgo ascendant. So how is it performing for them? Jupiter is getting into the 6th house for the Virgo ascendant people, and originally it is the ruler of 4th house and then 7th house. So 4th house of domestic happiness and 7th house of spouse, it is coming to the 6th house. So definitely there could be some friction with the spouse, some misunderstandings with the spouse, and 4th house of comfort, the domestic family life, will have some kind of challenges, in my opinion. Okay, but overall, professionally, sitting in the 6th house, it aspects your 10th house. You will gain definitely better prospects in your workplace, and you will also control your expenses. 12th house of expenses, it's going to be controlled, and 2nd house of incoming gains. You are going to save money. I'm very sure that your bank balance is going to become bigger and bigger with this transit of Jupiter. Okay, and main thing is that you may feel positive in your daily routine. Okay, you are going to reduce your stress because of the 6th house. 6th house is all about daily stress that we take in our day-to-day job. Okay, so you are going to maximize your gains again because of the aspects on the 11th house and 2nd house of finances. But definitely there will be kind of frustrations for you, because 6th house is not a very promising place for you guys And yes, you may have to take care of your health. I'm very sure that you will have some digestion problems. Sixth house represents the abdomen area, and Jupiter in the sixth house does not give much benefits in terms of health. Okay, so take care of yourself and enjoy working more. You will be definitely having a good time in the office if you are a working person. Okay, the next one, let's go to Thula Lagnam or Libra Ascendant. Zodiac sign of Libra happens to have the fifth house transit of Jupiter. This is an excellent transit. Okay, fifth house is known as Lakshmi Sthanam, finance. Okay, all good things can be seen in the fifth house when Jupiter happens to be there for Libra Ascendant people. And Libra people have been suffering for last 1 year. They had fourth house Jupiter up and down, and many things were not going well. And even Saturn in the fourth house right now is not giving much benefits. But once Jupiter gets into Aquarius, they will get that Guru Balam or the strength of Jupiter. All right. So I'm very sure this people who are looking for education, they want to join a particular course, they will now become very clear which course need to be chosen, and they are going to do that. And if there is any expansion in the family, because fifth house is about children, people who are planning for the kids, they may plan for it, they may get conceived. It's very easy to conceive now. Long distance journeys and migrations is also possible for Libra ascendant people. You may even buy the property. The old properties you may dispose of and buy a new one. Okay, and there will be a spiritual enlightenment as well for you guys. Okay, so I'm very sure the health also will improve. And the main thing is, if you are a investor in the stock market, okay, the speculative businesses are going to be better. Fifth house is all about speculation. You may think that this particular stock is going to go well, and you invest money and you will get it, and that's it. And you will also receive a lot of favors from the government. And I'm sure Libra ascendant people are going to surely have the next 6 months as one of the best periods of their lives. Okay, income is going to go better, children are going to listen to you. What else? Domestic happiness will be very good. All right, so some remedies given here. The wheat can be given to the cow. You can always feed the cow, and also try to put the turmeric tilak on your forehead. All right, so otherwise, Libra, you have a good time. Enjoy. Let's get into Vrishchika Lagnam or Scorpio Ascendant. Okay, for them, if you count, it's going to be the fourth house transit of Jupiter. Okay, fourth house transit of Jupiter, it is going to aspect the eighth house. Okay, eighth house, it can reduce some problems and variations because of the eighth house effects. It is going to aspect your job. 10th house, there is some kind of a change in your job, either promotion or the change in responsibilities or more pressure in your workplace is expected. And it is going to see the foreign house of 12th house, right? Some foreign contacts are going to come back because 4th house represents native land. Sitting in the native land, it aspects the foreign land. So that means in your business, foreign connections are going to be established, and so on and so forth. This fourth house transit, I can say on a 0 to 100 scale, it's about 60. Okay, so Jupiter is actually ruling your second house of wealth and fifth house of education. This is a very Yoga Karaka planet for Scorpio ascendant people, and it is going to the fourth house. In fourth house, of course, it's a Kendra Sthanam, but it's not going to be giving you the best results because Guru Balam will go off for you people. All right, so the workplace, as I told you, is going to be a little bit challenging for you guys. And then overall, I can say that there will be some inclination towards spirituality. You will get into more stuffs like meditation and and you may get into some guru, because your mind will not be very stable. What you are thinking of, you want to buy a property, for example, you want to buy this and that, but Jupiter getting into this position may not help you to that extent. Okay, so always please understand, the place where Jupiter sits, it's Jupiter is something like a candle, candle. So what the candle does is, the candle is going to burn the place where it is sitting, but its drishti, its effect on the outside is going to be very, very good. It's going to enlighten the darker area. So the Jupiter's drishti, or the Jupiter's aspect, is going to be more powerful than the place where Jupiter is sitting. It is exactly opposite to that of Saturn. Wherever Saturn sits, it's going to increase the value of that house over a period of time, and its drishti or its aspect is going to be very bad. Whereas it's opposite with Jupiter, and that's the reason I am saying fourth house Jupiter is going to spoil your domestic happiness, because it's going to burn that area. All right, so that is about Scorpio. If at all you are planning to get married, you need to wait until April 2022, 13th April 2022. It's going to get into the fifth house for you guys, and then all those successes can be seen. I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad time. In a 0 to 100 scale, I can say it's about 65 to 70 now. All right. Let's get into the next zodiac sign of Dhanus Lagnam, or Sagittarius Ascendant. So Sagittarius Ascendant is the own house of Jupiter, and from there it is happening in the third house. So third house of courage, willpower, and intellect is ruled by its own Swami or its own Lord, and that's going to be good in a way. But look at the aspects. It is aspecting the seventh house of spouse and partners. It's aspecting your bhagyam, luck, and again incoming gains. So overall, and in the mundane world, you are going to see happiness. You are going to see some gains. You are going to be able to see the bank balance better, and even foreign luck in the foreign land is possible. Okay, so overall, I would like to say internal happiness is not going to be there, but external happiness is going to be there. Especially the spouse and children, you are going to keep them happy, but you yourself may be working very, very hard, because third house Jupiter drains you out. You have to work very hard, and if at all you are into publishing and writing work, you are going to be excelled, because third house represents our hands and writing and things like that. Our creative self-expressions are all expressed through our third house. Fifth house gives you creative self-expression, but you are going to publish it in the form of books through the third house. Okay, so overall, again, spiritual inclination is going to be very high. You are going to believe your God and goddesses, and then you are going to get the point out of it only when you pray for them. All right, so if at all you are waiting for any marriage or anything like that, you will have to wait for a couple of more years until Jupiter gets into your fifth house. All right, into Aries. Now, the next zodiac sign that we are going to talk today is about Capricorn, or Makara Lagnam. Capricorn ascendant people. All the while the Jupiter was here, and now for you it has entered the second house. Second house Jupiter is considered as Guru Balam. It's a good placement. Okay, the reason is, from second house it's going to aspect the fifth house aspect. It's going to the sixth house, and it's going to reduce your loans. And eighth house, it's going to see eighth house and helps to improve the health. 10th house of job again. Okay, so there will be a betterment in the job. Overall domestic happiness is going to be good, and I'm sure that some wealth gain is going to happen, and some family expansion is definitely expected. Okay, any kind of debt that you were not able to settle it last year, you are going to clear it off in the next 6 months. Okay, maximum benefit of this transit. Definitely second house Jupiter is going to make you some new investments, you may buy a house, you may support your family. Okay, the family which was desperately in need of some help, you may go and offer your help and take a very good name, and your dignity is going to improve in the family circle. All right. So overall, Jupiter's transit for Aquarius zodiac sign will help the Capricorn natal people. Okay. So enjoy your next 6 months. Do your best. I'm very sure that you will see very good improvement in your financial situation. Okay, so there is a remedy given here on every Thursdays. Please offer sweet rice to the needy people. You can prepare it, so like in South India we call it as pongal. You can prepare that, and then you can offer this in the temples or any places which you feel convenient to serve the needy people. Okay, the next one is going to be Kumbha Lagnam, or the Aquarius Ascendant. Okay, Aquarius Ascendant, all this drama is happening right in your first house, and Jupiter in the first house is going to aspect your fifth, it's going to aspect your seventh and ninth house of luck. So Jupiter in the first house is not considered as a Guru Balam, but it is going to aspect the very good houses of 5th, 7th and ninth. So that is where you are going to enhance your personality. Your magnetism is going to improve, I can say. Okay, and sometimes people who are searching for jobs, initially they will find challenges, but it eventually gets resolved during the first house transit of Jupiter. Okay, because it's aspecting your ninth house of luck. So something which was not getting from luck, you are going to get it now. Okay, and please be careful, because we have 12th house Saturn there for your ascendant. You may end up in some accidents if you are a rash driver. So with the Jupiter's grace, definitely you will be cured from any injuries, but prevention is always better than cure. I'm foreseeing some accidents that is possible for Aquarius ascendant people with the 12th house Saturn, which is there, but you will slow down because of this Jupiter transit there, and then you are going to be more careful driver. Okay, married life will become better. Your wife or the husband is going to understand you better, because Jupiter sitting in the first house is going to aspect the 7th house. It's going to be an excellent time for business partnerships as well, because 7th house is also about partners. New partners are going to come in. They may be from a foreign land. If you are a businessman, and you are going to get benefit out of this transit with them. Okay, and all the while you are feeling very isolated and lonely and stuffs like that, and now you are going to get some contacts who can support you in your activities. Even if you are a working person, you will have a colleague who can come and support your projects, things like that. So working atmosphere can get better and better for Aquarius ascendant people. Okay, next one is the last one, Pisces or Meena Lagnam, right? So for Meena Lagnam people, unfortunately, it is happening in the 12th house. So all these days you enjoyed that Guru Balam in the 11th house. After the 20th of November, what is going to happen? So from the 12th house, Jupiter is going to aspect your 4th house, okay, of your residence, homeland, and things like that. So most probably Jupiter is going to make you get out of the current place and move to another place for good. Okay, so likely you are going to change your residence, in my opinion. Okay, 4th house of residence. And even if it is a country wise, you may get some visas, and you might migrate to another land. So from the 12th house, it is aspecting the 6th house of day-to-day routine activities, and some loans can be avoided. It's going to help you to clear it. And 8th house of health. So overall, I'm not saying it's very good transit, but it can help you a lot in order to settle down properly in a new place. Okay, so take care of your father's health. Yeah, there will be a lot of arguments with the father. fatherly figure, and yes, bosses and gurus are going to give you some kind of pressure in this period of time, and please respect all these seniors who are representing Jupiter in your life actually. So only then, and you may move to a distant country or a distant place within the same country, and you will feel that you are a little bit isolated because 12th house represents isolation and things like that. You may learn yoga or meditation, and it's time to look inwards. Actually, 12th house is all about isolating yourself from the world and looking into the spiritual development. 12th house Jupiter always gives you spiritual development, or in a good way, it moves you to a foreign land. All right. So overall, on a 0 to 100 scale, I can say it's about 40 for maybe 30 to 40 for Pisces ascendant people. All right, with this, we have come to the end of this video. If you have any questions, please type it in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer them whenever I have free time. Please, please, please subscribe to this channel so that I can make more and more good, knowledgeable videos for you guys to enhance your knowledge database. Okay, thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.